Another BMF tournament match. Just waiting on everybody to fill up, and then we will kick this off again. Welcome back. Yo, Joker, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're just waiting on everybody to load in, and then we will start back up and get this next match on the roll. We're still waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more players. Incubus, what's up? I'm really curious to see this match because from what Bougie has said, that even though they're a new team, they claim to have the potential to really give DeFy a run for their money. So I'm excited to see a team like DeFy, who has been around for a little while, face off against a team so new as DETH. I'm very curious to see how this turns out. My name's Jay, aka Ride for Life 3. How about you, Joker? Welcome. If you're new, make sure to hit that like and sub button. Alright, so we currently have, let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6 DeFy, and we have 5 DETH. Oh, very nice, Incubus. I haven't seen their logo, I don't think. Well, welcome, Ahmed. Thanks for tuning in. Where are you from? Alright, so Tito needs to switch sides. Everybody should load in now. Got one player left. Rip. What's up, Iso? Come on, no shit talking. We're here to see what happens. I'm kind of hoping that DETH take at least a round, but we'll see. I mean, they are a very new team. Alright, so all we're waiting on is one more DETH player. Okay, so thanks for sharing. I love you, but oof, that one dude went 0 and 12. Curious to see what Bougie runs. I know he loved his M1A1, so yeah, Enzo is here. That's why I said I'm curious to see what happens, because DeFi have some veterans. I mean, you got Tesseractus playing for DeFi, you have Enzo, you've got Calcifer. I'm curious to see. I don't know what the Bougie plays normally, because I know he used to love his M1A1, so we'll have to. I think the A1 is banned, so. Alright, so yeah, now all we need is one more DeFy member and one more DETH member. So yeah, we got Nabs, Catalyst, Tess, Enzo, Cuba, Butcher. Curious to see who their 8th is. Yeah, Enzo's there. I know Bougie, but I don't know any of his other players. So we're just waiting on 2 more people. Josh, welcome to the stream. Again, like I said, make sure that if you're new, you hit that like and sub button. I'll be streaming a good portion of the BMF League matches. I also do Twitch streaming. I do host some giveaways, but I'm not currently doing them due to my finances are really low. If you do feel the need, you want to make a donation, you can always make a donation in the description. And all donations go towards future giveaways. What's up, Joker? What do you mean by log into a clan? Some platoons may be recruiting, but most of the platoons I don't think are really recruiting. Not the veteran platoons. The new platoons may be recruiting, but... yeah, I'm not exactly sure what he meant. Hell yeah. I mean, I hope they at least give us hosted servers. If they don't give us RSPs, at least give us hosted servers. Kind of like how COD does it. Yes, you can also go and make donations to the BMF Discord. And in case you are new and don't know, these matches are for the BMF tournament, but I do also run my own league, Major League Battles, MLB. We are hosting a Firestorm Squads tournament. Registration closes May 1st, and that event is on May 3rd. You have 24 hours to submit 6 consecutive games. You must register, though. And we're also hosting a Apex Legends tournament, which same rules apply. The registration for that closes on the 5th, I believe, and the tournament is on the 10th. I'm not positive, I can't remember. Issa, when's the Apex tournament go off? When did I put that for? We're still waiting on the random blueberry to leave, yes. There's 1 left. And we're waiting on 1 more DETH member, 1 more DeFi member. Joker, you can reach out to DeFi to try and apply, but I don't think they're recruiting at the moment. If you join the BMF Discord, you can get in contact with all the teams that are competing and see if any of them are recruiting right now. I know that some of the veteran teams are not really recruiting, or if they are recruiting, it's through a trial basis, tryouts. You would really have to talk to the team leaders individually and see which ones, what type of requirements they have, though. Alright, so the way the Squad Conquest tournament goes is you have to register your squad and your squad name. On May 3rd, you have 24 hours, so starting at midnight on May 3rd until midnight on May 4th, you have to stream 6 consecutive games in a row with the same squad, no substitutions, and then you'll upload that stream to my Facebook page, which a post will be created labeled Firestorm Squad Tournament Results, at which point then we will go in and review everybody's games and tally up their points. Now, the reason we give everyone 24 hours is because we got players in the UK, we got players in the US, we got players all over, really all over the world. So the time frames are all different, so we figure rather than giving people only a 3-hour timeline, give them a full day But it has to be a consecutive stream, so it's got to be 6 games in a row on one stream with the same squad. Otherwise, it does not count. You can't upload multiple games or anything like that. It's got to be a solid stream, and it's got to be with the same squad, and that squad has to be registered. But you have 24 hours to play those 6 games and upload that before midnight. So that gives everybody the ability to play at their own leisure, as long as, like I said, they play with the same squad and have the stream as one solid stream. Apex is run the same way. You get 24 hours, point system's the same. You just have to, like I said, register your squad and then upload that stream once it's finished or when it starts. It doesn't really matter when you upload it, but it has to be one solid stream and it has to be with the same squad mates. And they have to be registered. Yeah, I hope people register. I mean, we got a few teams for the Firestorm tournament. I still have to register my squad because I don't even know what squad I'm playing with yet. ESO. What are you confused by, Josh? I'll try and better explain it for you. So we're still waiting on that one random to leave. And Andy, can you message Bougie and see where their 8th player is for me? Andy would probably be able to better answer that question. Joker, in order to join DeFi, you would have to message Enzo666 and pretty much apply for the team. Like you would apply for a job, you would have to talk to him, and then they'll give you like a trial if they're recruiting. But they are a North American team, and if you're out of the country, it may be very difficult, so you may be better off looking for a team in your region. But that's my suggestion. I mean, I play for a team that's UK based, and I'm an NA player, but you know, I luckily pay for really good internet, so my internet's not too bad when I play on EU servers. Andy, could you better assist Josh on the rules and restrictions on the tanks and certain weapons? Oh, well, Incubase, you can answer the questions too. I thought Andy was in here watching as well. Also, if anybody could, just upload. I uploaded the stream to the BMF Discord, but if you feel the need, you want to upload it to Facebook or anywhere else, please share the stream. Alright, so now we have still that one Randy in here, and we still need one Death player. Where's that final Death player? Oh, where they spawn in? If somebody could, message that G Youngin123 and ask him to leave the server, please. What's up, Connor? Um, I'm kind of confused as to what you mean, Joker. What did you mean by the kidneys enter kidneys? I do the logo. I want you to write it to me in comment. I got no problem writing it in the comment, but I'm not exactly sure as to what the question is. Tell Bougie to stop spawning in. Connor, oh, there we go. We got 8 deaths, and we just need that last that last member in the DeFy team to leave, and then we'll be good to go. So hopefully by next map. So our current lineup is for death. We got Little Weathers, Crystal Foxy, Bougie, Knife King, Coons of Prussia, Super Canadian, A Severed Foot, CRLS SDA 009. And then for Defy, we got Chop the Butcher, Cubiforia, Enzo666, Alash Hoel, Navsbox, TMX Catalyst, and X Tesseract X. Waiting on the final Defy member. Scuba who? I haven't seen Scuba Steve in a long time. Where's he been at? Connor, you've been gone for a long time. I'm still waiting on that $10 donation after I had to give you that $20 gift card instead of 10. Remember that? You remember that? I remember that. Alright, Death needs to stop spawning in. This random has been AFK for a little while, so hopefully... I did not do any stream... Well, I did an H&R All-Star Frontline stream, but that was more like just a pub game that they asked me to stream because their match got cancelled. But I did today's streams, so I did 2 Easy versus Delta Force Elite, and now I'm doing this match. I did not stream Death vs. Levy. I wasn't made aware that I was going to stream it. Nobody told me. Although I would have. I was here. I was home. If I'm completely not biased at all, in my opinion, completely my opinion, I think that DeFy is going to have the upper hand. I know that they have a lot more experience playing competitively than Death does. But again, I don't know Death's experience. I don't know how they play. They're a brand new team. I've never seen them. I mean, I've played in scrims against them a few times, but I've never seen them really play in a spectator's mode. So I'm curious to see how Death holds their own. I really hope that they put up a good fight, but I really think that DeFy is going to end up on top. I mean, you got some really, really good veterans in here. You got Enzo, you got Navs, you've got Catalyst, you've got Tess. Lash is a veteran, Butcher is a veteran. As far as competitive, I mean, I've faced off against these guys back in the day. You're talking 4+ years ago in Tier 1 when they first started. And they've only grown and recruited better players, so we'll see though. That's what I hope for. I love close games. When their games are close, it's so much more enjoyable. Alright, so while we're waiting... there we go. So now we're waiting on the last Defy member. Scuba, are you playing? I almost choked on my own spit right there. Alright. So it looks like next game we will kick this right on off. What the fuck? Super Canadian, are you cheating? What the fuck is that shit? Does anybody else see this? Oh, he's looking up, that's why. I thought he was laying on the ground for a second. It's giving me a headache. But you know he's not M and K. Ooh, let's make him dizzy. See if he moves. Dizzy, dizzy, dizzy. I don't know. What is he doing? Let's vote now. Who thinks he's cheating right now? Button maps. That is... Alright, I'm gonna get a headache watching that. Oof. That wasn't... Again, the big things you want to watch here is you want to see how well Death reacts in a crunch. You know, it really is going to come down to whether or not they can stay spread out, hold their positions, lock down those flags, and build a barrier. Build that wall, imaginary wall with their players, not sticking too close together, because again, sticking too close together and all pushing from the same point is going to lead to a possible complete squad wipe. And that leaves you vulnerable for them to cap that flag, because then you're thrown back at that home spawn. See that bubble? Does anybody else see that bubble where it's blurry all around except for the scope? I don't know why it does that. It's fucking weird though. See? It does it again. There it is. I have no clue as to why it does that. It must be something with the spectate mode. It has to be when they ADS with that 3x scope. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't understand what the fuck that is. Another reason why I'm not doing a lot of first person modes, because that's just retarded.
Calm, I'll fix ya.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. See, it's even doing it for third person. Or for... Alright. So... Oh, we lost the death player. Hopefully he gets back in before this game starts. As it stands, I believe we will start on next match. Alright, there we go. Again, I wish both teams the best of luck. Warp speed. So try options, video, turn off DOF. Now I think I have my DOF turned off already. I think it's just still glitching because DICE and EIA are idiots. Yes, good luck to both teams. Alright, let's get ready for some action. "40 seconds to go, and we will start DeFy versus Death in BMF Squad Conquest Tournament. Let's get ready to rumble! Connor, I don't disagree with you. I think that this is going to go one of two ways. It's either DeFy is going to completely roll over them, or Death is going to put up a great fight. Either way, I hope it's a good game, and I hope everybody enjoys the stream as we are ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, guys. DeFy vs. Death. Game 1. Alright, so instantly we can see that one's pushing to A from DeFy, and everybody else is pushing towards B. We got Death is going to have 3 or 4 men on C, and 4 men pushing over here to B. Alright, so we got a little bit of action here on B as DeFy are working in towards trying to get that flag, but instantly get wiped right outside of B. And looks like DeFy will cap B on the 2 cap start. Death are working... I'm sorry guys, excuse me for a moment. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so Death are working their way over to A. They're working on trying to get a flag back. We got a 2-on-2 right now, a 2-on-3, as DeFy work on trying to keep that A flag. And Catalyst goes down. We got a 2-on-2 action here. Death are really trying to work in there. Death gets one. Works behind, and well played by Death as they get that revive and they will capture A. We got a lot of action over here on Bravo as Death work on trying to get that 2 cap. They have A effectively, and DeFy are working in towards Bravo to try and keep that contested as we got a 1-on-2, 1-on-3 at the moment, 2-on-3. Butcher's going to try and push around on that flank, but Death have the high ground. They play this effectively. They may be able to hold him. I don't think Super realizes that Butcher is pushing up, and oh, Canadian gets him, but then goes down by Cuba. But then Cuba goes down by Enzo. Well played. So we got Foxy is still alive. Enzo pushed down. He's going to try and work his way back up, but now he's looking at a 1v3. He takes one down, and 2 more are pushing in on him. Enzo's trying to stay alive for that spawn. He knows that there's at least one up there, but he can't really effectively do anything at the moment. He's going to work on trying to get there. He gets one spawn in, but then gets taken down by Canadian. Cubiforia is right here. He's going to go for the revive. Alright, we got a tank pushing in here. It sounds like Lash from DeFy is working on that back flank, but again, we've got DeFy contesting B. Death are on the high ground over here across, but they are being... Oh, and Catalyst takes one down. There's one right below him, but it looks like Boogie's going to push his way up to Catalyst, come up behind him, and gets him! Nice play by Super Canadian and Boogie as they get that kill. So DeFy have the 2 cap at the moment, but they're working hard on trying to keep Death off that flag. Navs is in a 1v2 position right now as he works on trying to hold that flag spawn, but again, we got multiple Death members pushing over, trying to get the flank and playing well. And Death will contest B, but again, you've got DeFy that has that overwatch, and they completely wipe them there on Bravo, holding that 2 flag cap. Death are over here on Apples. Doesn't look like there's any DeFy members here at the moment, and DeFy are just starting to push in now at a 4v1, 4v3 at the moment. One goes down and Chop pushes back as Catalyst looks in to push in with them. Catalyst is trying to work his way in there as Navs is going to start to push in on a 1v1. There he goes. Tito goes down as Navs pushes in, and there goes Weather as Weather takes that flag, and DeFy will cap that A flag. I don't see any spawns over here, so we'll work our way over here to Charlie. We got Boogie in the tank. He's working to fight off Lash. Boogie's really effectively laying down that suppressive fire to keep him off of C. Lash is going to push his way back. Enzo gets killed over here outside of C. Death really are doing a good job at positioning. They're keeping themselves spread out. They're not too close together, which is working out well. DeFy is working their way towards C here, and we're going to have a pretty big fight here right outside of C as DeFy works on pushing that in. Instantly, 3 goes down as Enzo tries to work his way in, and Enzo will clear it up out there and leave C available for cap. We got a little bit of a fight over here as Lash and Death and Bougie are tanking it out, but now we got a 3-on-1 as Lash gets taken out by their Death assault players, and Death will work on capping B back. We got Tito's working his way up, Tesseract is working his way up, but we got a tank and 2 other players here as Tess pushes up to the high ground and Tito goes down. Right now we got a 3-on-1. Now it's going to be a 4-on-1 with that revive. Alright, so DeFy now has C. I don't think they realize that Death is over here outside of C. And we got 1 going down, Cuba going down. Navs is trying to stay alive here, but Navs goes down. And Death will contest C now. 1 spawns in on King. What's up, Gav? Welcome. Alright, so Catalyst is right here getting the revive on steps. We've got Bougie, who's right outside on B flag in that tank. He's got 1 more assault player that spawned in. Now, DeFy has that high ground now. Let's see how they play this. Foxy goes down. Again, the high ground on this map is very, very important because Tito's about to get contested. I don't think Canadian realized Tito was in there, and it looks like Tito's going to push right back in and take him out. Well played by Tito. So we got some action over here on Alpha, as Weathers is going to be here. He may... Okay. Foxy is there, and Death have that C flag. The Fire working on contesting Bravo right now. And looks like they are going to get that flag back. So now we're going to have a little bit of a fight on the push from C to Bravo. We got SDA is pushing in, face off against Catalyst, and SDA goes down. Supa's up there. He's over there by himself. Oh, and he goes down. We got 1 more. Lash goes down by Crystal. Navs is going to push in here. We got a pretty good fight over here at Charlie, as Enzo and Cuba and Catalyst work their way to push C. Death are trying to keep that 1 flag. Oh, they have a 2 flag cap. They're playing very effectively at the moment as Death spread out and hold C. We got Butchers working on the flank right now. Oh, Butcher goes down. Or, Prussia goes down by Butcher. And it looks like DeFy are going to take that C cap. Oops. What the fuck? Alright, so Death have A flag, and they're working on trying to get pushed back off. We do have Death have that home flag spawn, so they are going to work right into C, as Cubiforia is working his way with the rest of his team towards Alpha, which is a smart play by Death. Now that they have that C flag, the smart move here would be to push straight to B. We got Navs on 1 spot Overwatch, and then we got Tesseract, who's at the opposing side as Overwatch, just protecting B. We got Chris SDA working his way over. And it looks like DeFy are going to get that A cap and hold that flag. So Death have C. They're going to try and work their way in as Navs takes down SDA. We got Severed Foot and Knife trying to push up. They are going to fight Navs with Tess right up there next to him. Tess is working on Prussia over here at C. And we got a pretty good fight over here trying to fight for A as Death work their way back towards A. Now right here is a difficult thing to, alright, 2 go down. Weathers played that smart. He pushed away from the action, but I think he was spotted by Butcher, and he takes Butcher down, so well played by him. Now, what he does here is going to hinder... yeah, it's going to hinder him because he was going to get pinched. But Canadian and Bougie are working their way on A, and it is contested. Bougie crosses over, and Bougie goes down by Tito. Alright, we got a bit of a fight here at Bravo as DeFy work on trying to hold that B flag. We got SDA is working on the flank, but SDA goes down by Nabs. So again, we've got a fight over here at Apples as Death work their way on trying to capture that second flag. They're doing a good job at spreading out, working those flags, and taking those spawns appropriately. So DeFy is working their way back to Alpha, but Death is going to get that A cap. Cuba is trying to get there. We got 3-man, 3-on-1 at the moment. Now Catalyst is going to push his way up to Alpha. He's going to try and get that high ground with Enzo. He's going to push on in. Okay. Right past Weathers, but Weathers goes down, and Bougie is trying to stay up and takes Enzo down. So now Bougie's going to face off against Tito and Catalyst. Takes Catalyst down. Cuba is right in front of him with the revive, and Bougie goes down. So right now, Death is working their way on trying to get that trip cap, but then Tess is defending Bravo appropriately. We got Death working their way back towards Alpha. We got Lash is pushing in with a tank. Fox is over here on the outskirts. He may push back a little bit. Nabs is currently up here, and Nabs goes down. Death taking C back. So DeFy are taking Alpha and Bravo effectively, and Death are trying to spread out and build a barrier to work on trying to push back in for a 2-cap. Now again, this mode is not like BF1 Dom or anything like that. In order to get any points, you must have a 2-cap. So holding that one flag, you will not gain any points from it. So having that 2-cap is very effective in getting that overall win. Death really working on trying to hold that high ground. We've got some contact here as Tito takes down Prussia, but then SDA goes down by Cubaforia. Now Cuba is trying to get that revive, but Prussia right outside there. Tito working. Cuba taking down Prussia and Knife, and it looks like Death are going to be able to start working on taking that C flag back. And there you have it, game 1. That was a good game. I was very surprised to see Death spreading out, working effectively as a squad, but not sticking too close together. Well played by Death on that first game. But DeFy do take round 1. Yeah, I agree with you, Incubus. I definitely think that was a lot better played than I originally predicted. They're not doing too bad, Renegade. They did lose game 1, but they were holding their ground. They were rotating properly. They were working well as a team. I definitely have high hopes for them. I can't wait to see how they turn out in the next few games. Alright, so we're going to game 2 now. Here on Aris. Again, the big thing that the Death needs to remember is to rotate, to push those flags effectively and not stick too close together. You know, the one thing that DFE were suffering on in their match against Too Easy was on these game starts, they were sending all of their teammates to that home flag rather than pushing most of their members up to a secondary flag and just having 1 or 2 on that home cap. In the beginning of a game round, you do not need your whole team on that home flag because the opposing team is not going to get over there fast enough for them to really be, worried about that push. So I'm curious to see how Death plays this. This map is a little bit harder because you have more open positions, but at the same time you have that more of a triangular flag positioning, which gives you the ability to push over to that home flag a little bit easier because you're not pushing through B flag rather than, on the other maps where you have that perpendicular line. Alright, so here we go as Death and DeFy face off in game number 2. So as we can see here, we've got 4 members of Death are going to work their way to B. We got 3 guys are pushing straight towards the A wall, C wall. And here we've got DeFy are working, all of their players are working towards Bravo. They're spreading out. You can see that they're building a type of wall. They're left a little bit open on that road, which could leave them exposed, especially on that flank. But they are working on trying to get that push as Coons shoots towards Tito but misses his shots. DeFy are working on trying to take that B flag. They are effectively going to take it, but Death are giving them a good run for their money as the Weathers tries to push in on that tank. Weathers gets hit by a rocket, and there goes Weathers as the tank goes down. So DeFy will have that 2-cap now, and now is the point where they need to build a perimeter. They need to lock it down and hold. But Death do have 3 members on C, so right now they are in a good position to get that 2-cap as Tito works in on pushing towards C. We've got Catalyst working in with him. Again, they're going to have to really play this smart as it's a 2-on-3 battle on home flag as Death does have the high ground and they do have better cover fire. Tito is laying down some suppressive fire as Catalyst pushes a little bit further to the back. Catalyst is going to push back, and now we've got Butcher who's going to push straight on into the building and try and get to a better position. Oh, and Knife takes down Butcher. And Tess is working on that flank very effectively as he takes down Prussia and will push in and contest that C flag as Catalyst is working inside, and Catalyst will take down King and get that revive, and it looks like DeFy are going to take that C flag. Lash is playing very effectively on laying down that suppressive fire with that tank, and he's going to push in and try and hold that C flag. The B flag is being contested by Foxy and Butcher as Foxy takes some shots, but he's working on trying to stay alive, and Butcher takes down Foxy there at Bravo, holding that B flag. Death are really working on trying to get this C flank, but Death will go down and have to take that home spawn now. Alright, so Death has that A flag and the home spawn there. Looks like they're going to push straight up the street and towards C Road. We've got 2 members. Canadian goes down. Death are building that perimeter. They're trying to build a wall so that they do not let anybody through. As Bougie is trying to work his way, he's going to shoot towards Catalyst. He misses and then goes down. So we got Lash over here. We've got some fire over here outside of A. As everyone is working up trying to get towards Bravo. And Foxy and Super Canadian are going to get the 2 guys down there. And we've got Butcher who's going to try and push into Foxy. Let's see what he does here. Foxy playing the effective role by being that spawn point and letting his member push around on that flank. Foxy will go down though. We got Catalyst who's just outside. It looks like he's working his way back towards Bravo though. Again, you can see DeFy are building a perimeter. They got their tank. Lash is on the outside flank. We've got Tess and Tito holding that position, and then we've got a fight ensuing over here at Bravo as Death work on holding that 2-cap. DeFy are pushing in, trying to get that flag held. We've got a 3-on-2 fight going on here now. 3-on-3 with the spawn, back to 3-on-2. 3-on-1 now. It's a 5-on-1, but Bougie's going to work in on that flank, and he has a perfect position to really work on that. Bougie's trying to take some cover as Cubit shoots and then goes down by Navs with nice shooting by Navs. So DeFy will take that 2-cap now, but they are losing C. As you can see over here, Foxy and Canadian are on C-cap. They're going to work. Tito's working his way in, trying to get that flag. Now, this is a smart play by Death. They have that positioning. They are able to open up for that spawn. And we see here now that Death has that 2-cap. Tito's going to try and work his way in, taking Fox down. Now, he's got a 2-on-1 position here as Tito goes down by Bougie. So Death will hold that 2-cap right now, but Catalyst and Lash are going to work their way in. Now, this is a smart play by Death. Oh, and Lash gets blown up by... Who did Lash go down by? Weathers. Well played by Weathers as he takes that tank down. Now we got Prussia pushing in. And it looks like Death are going to hold that 2-cap at the moment. Now this is a good play by Death because they can push from both points. It looks like DeFy are going to work their way towards A, sending 3 members, but they also got 3 more members working towards C. C is really going to be a hot spot because of how many Death members are there at the moment. You've got a 4-on-1 right now. Tito trying to get on that flank, but Tess is really going to struggle here to try and stay alive as he gets completely... Oh, and 1 goes down. Prussia's still trying to push in. I don't think he sees him, but Foxy takes him down. Tito is on that flank. We've got Lash over here on the backside. So Canadian is working his way in. Tito goes down. Lash is still alive, taking fires from Foxy. He's trying to stay alive on that flag cap as they push, but now Bougie has that back spawn, and Bougie's going to work his way in. Bougie goes, and Lash goes down. Well played by Bougie and Death. We got a good fight ensuing right out here in middle as Weathers has that tank. He's really staying on that outskirts, just laying down that suppressive fire. We've got Enzo on a one-on-one. Oh, Enzo is trying to work his way to SDA, and he takes SDA down. Well played by Enzo. He's probably going to wait on the spawns before he pushes back in, due to the fact that Death does have members on flag, which he does effectively, getting 2 more members to spawn in on him, and now they will work together as a team to try and push in on A. We've got a 3-on-1 here, and there you go, as Knife goes down by Enzo, and DeFy will take that A flag. We got Weathers here on the tank, he's working, but again, they lay down some smoke, and Death get that spawn location, and they're now going to face in on DeFy here at Apples as Prussia pushes in towards Butcher. Prussia goes down. We still got Knife, who's still pushing towards Butcher, and Butcher goes down, so Death effectively take that flag back. We got Death really working hard to push back in on C as 2 members do go down. We've got Super Canadian is still alive at a 3-on-1 fight here. Weathers is working his tank back in, but we've got now a 4-on-1 as Tess pushes over there on the flank. Oh, and Lash goes down, tank going down. Weathers playing very effectively at leaving that suppressive fire, pushing back a little bit so that he can get those spawns. The Fire really working well as a team. They're really trying to keep that 2 cap, but Death are really giving them a run for their money as they try and fight to hold that flag. Again, the spawn locations, the spawn points, the pushes, they're working very well as a team. They're using their location spawns very effectively, and they're working well together on trying to keep DeFy completely on their toes, as Catalyst will face off against STA and take him down. So DeFy are holding that B flag, and they do have C back, so now Knifin is going to push into Navs with a 2-on-2 fight here as Prussia takes Catalyst down, and nice play by Navs as he takes Knifin down. I don't like how Smoke throws their names away. Prussia is going to work in on a 1-on-1 fight here, and Prussia goes down by Navs. Well played by Navs as he holds that B flag. Alright, so now we've got Death, who are really working on trying to stay alive here. Weathers is there. He's got 1 other member. And Weathers is still alive here as he tries to stay alive, but then gets taken down by Enzo. Alright, so now Death has that A spawn. They're going to work on trying to push back up. Again, you can see here, you've got Catalyst and Nabs on Overwatch. You have Lash is pushing up, Cuba, Enzo. Pretty much the whole team are now pushing up, trying to build that barrier, trying to build that wall, and not letting them come off of A. Right now, you've got 4-man pushing towards B, but I don't think they realize that Navs and Catalyst both have that high ground, waiting, expecting on them to push up here. So again, you can see the DeFy are keeping that line built up well. You can see that they have built a perimeter around A flag, trying to keep them locked in on A. If they can keep that 2 cap and hold, they will effectively end up winning, being as the point system, how the point system works. So DeFy continuing to hold that line as we've got four members over there at Death trying to push in towards B. But again, DeFy are just holding that line. We've got Catalyst that's on flag. We've got a 3-on-3 action here now. Enzo goes down. Cuba is down. Navs is still alive. He's about to get 4-manned. And Navs goes down. Now Catalyst has a good position to push back, wait for the spawn, and then they can effectively push back in on flag, which looks like what Catalyst is doing. He's going to wait for the spawn, and then they're going to push out as a team if he does not die here. He's going to try and push across. Catalyst takes Prussia down, but then runs into SDA and goes down. So we've got Enzo and Cuba pushing up as a 2-man, but it's a 5-on-2 right now. Tito is working his way. Cuba goes down. Enzo is working on trying to hold that flag. He gets 2 before going down. Well played by Death as they take B flag. But again, DeFy work on pushing their way back into A, and now they have that 2 cap again. Alright, so it looks like a good fight is going over here at Bravo as DeFy work on holding the line, and it looks like they will effectively get that B flag. So here we got DeFy defending A. We've got a 2-on-2 right now as Severed and Prussia push in towards Cuba. Cuba goes down. We got a 2-on-1 as Severed Foot pushes in towards and gets taken down. Bougie is on that flank right there as Super Canadian gets flanked, gets that flank on them. Super Canadian, Catalyst and Butcher both go down as SDA and Knife King hold that A flag. Now we do have Tito and Tess are working on that outside wall, trying to keep that cover fire, waiting on those spawns. We got Lash laying down the suppressive fire, but then Weathers is in here. He's taking shots over there at Lash, and he's working, trying to get that tank. Lash is going to push back. Oh, and he just misses that shot as that shot hits that wall. So Death are going to try and push in towards B. We got a... Oh, and Foxy goes down by Cuba as Bougie works his way in, but Bougie's going to be taken down by Butcher, and that will be game number 2. Well, I must admit that Death really were working effectively in trying to keep that 2 cap, but in the end, the suppressive fire by that tank plus the effectiveness of DeFy laying down that line were able to overcome that and end up getting that victory. But again, a good job by Death. Alright, so DeFy will take it 2-0 at the moment, but Death still have a great opportunity, even if they just get 1 or 2 game wins. I mean, they're playing very well. They have a few kinks to work out, but I mean, I'm very honestly surprised in seeing how effectively they are working as a team, especially being as new as they are. Very proud to see how effectively they are playing it together. Very excited to see what the future holds for them. Especially facing off against a team like DeFy that have so many veterans that have been around in the community for so long. What's up, Shoot? How you doing, brother? I definitely agree with you, Oogie. I mean, Death, I was not expecting to see Death perform as well as they're performing. They're rotating properly. They're playing those spawn positions. I think that they're rushing it a little bit too quickly, not waiting on the spawns all the time. But I mean, overall, you see them holding those flag zones. You see them getting those 2 caps and trying to build that barrier to try and keep DeFy off of it. But DeFy, DeFy has a lot more experience. I'm very, very happy to see Death doing so well, and we will see what else we have in store here. So obviously, Death are working. We have four men on the flag right now. We got 3 are going to push up on that long flank, and then we got 3 pushing in right here, and we got a 3-on-3 action right here under bridge. 1 goes down, Knife and goes down, and now we got a 3-on-1 as Chris PSA pushes under. But now we've got 3 DeFy members on B, and they will hold that 2 cap. So now the effective move... Oh, as SDA goes down by Tito. Well played. So Catalyst will take Weathers down as we got a 3-on-2 here. Oh, 3-on-3. So Death are working on trying to get that push up. I have not seen a whole lot of smoke play, which is surprising, especially in these points and positions where smoke could really help them effectively push forward. But we've got a fight ensuing over here as a 3-on-3 action. Well, we got a 3-on-3 action over here on the backside, and then we also have a 4-on-1 over there on the other side. And there we see some smoke coming out as Death work on trying to push their way back up. Catalyst is going to try to hold that line as Busher pushes in to help. Canadian's right inside that door. I don't think they realize he's there as he lays down, waiting on the spawn possibly. We got Foxy is on the head glitch, but he goes down as Bougie and Canadian are right outside flag. Smart thing here is what Bougie I think is doing is waiting on the spawns. He's going to have Canadian push back a little bit. Tess is going to push forward. Yep. Canadian goes down by Tess, but then Weathers takes Tess down. Now Enzo's on the high ground. He's working on keeping that head glitch locked. I don't think he sees Weathers and Bougie over there. And Bougie, again, Bougie is playing that spawn point. He's playing very effectively at waiting for his teammates to spawn before pushing up. Now we've got Death working their way, trying to push back up, but again they are being held by this barrier that DeFy have built. As Prussia gets that spawn by King, and King is going to work his way in. Now we can see that Death have 4-man over on the backside. But again, you've got Navs and you've got Tito. Navs, looks like Tito's going to get that revive if he don't get pushed right here. He's undercover, so now Navs and Tito both have this head glitch here, and they're going to work on holding this barrier. We've got Bougie and Death working their way around the bus, and Cubiforia and Enzo both go down. Catalyst is right there in the open. He's trying to stay alive, just keeping that suppressive fire down. Bougie right inside that door, just kind of waiting on that spawn as 2 more men spawn on bus, and Canadian goes down instantly. So we got Weathers who's laying down that suppressive fire, just trying to hold it down as we've got 5 members from Death working their way in. Oh, and we've got Enzo pushing in with Cubiforia as Weathers goes down. Prussia's pushing in. We got a 3-on-1 right there as Cubiforia takes 1 down. SDA goes down. Cubiforia is going to get that revive, and there you go. We've got 2. Alright, so DeFy are definitely holding that perimeter. Again, like I said, the most important thing, once you get that 2 flag, you don't need to worry about that trip cap. As long as you build that barrier once you get that 2 cap, and just hold them at A. Leave them. There's no back spawns. You're not going to be able to get flanked unless the team actually physically flanks them. But if you keep them at that 1 flag, you're always going to know where they're going to push from and when they're going to push because of that barrier. So as you can see, you've got Death over here. They're watching this way, at this alleyway here. You've got multiple members of Death are working, trying to push in that middle, but again, you've got Nav's box on Overwatch. You've got 2 members here now. Alright, so Enzo goes down, and we've got a 4-man push over here on this backside road, but we do have Lash and Tess are both working their way up, plus Navs is in the backside with Tito trying to keep that flag defended, waiting for them to push in. Now, Death is working effectively at sticking together, but not sticking right next to each other. As you can see, they're pretty spread out on that road there. They're just trying to work their way in. Now, we got 5 to 5 members over here on this left side, so if Death work their way from the right side, they may be able to push their way through. But it looks like they're going to get completely wiped over here on this back road, leaving DeFy with the ability to lock down that position again as they work towards pushing this middle road. We got Knife and King is going to push through the alleyway, and Cubiforia is going to be shot at by Prussia as Prussia tries to lay down some suppressive fire. Now with Prussia leaving that suppressive fire, it pushes Catalyst back, which gives his other teammates the ability to push on this flank. As you can see, Bougie is working, trying to get that flank over there. Cubiforia is going to push back a little bit. It looks like he's going to push back, expecting them to go on this flank. And Butcher is going to spot SDA and start shooting immediately. Now, as you can see, Bougie, Canadian, and King are all trying to work their way around, but I don't think they're going to make it because I think they're going to get spotted here by Cuba right now. And Cuba does spot them, and he's going to work his way back to the push point where they have to come up at. And it looks like they're going to keep going. But they know exactly where they are, and they're going to instantly start taking them down. Now, 1 goes down. Knifing is still working his way, trying to get around, but Navas knows exactly where they are. There you go. Well played by DeFy as they predicted that flank and effectively shut it down. So now Death are trying to get that push back off, but they're really struggling at trying to get on that second flag. As DeFy are very effectively holding this barrier, building this wall, and just not letting Death through at all. So almost all of Death are over here on this back road trying to push in, but again, DeFy have just built this barrier and they're just holding them here at the street. Here we got Cubiforia in the first person mode. Well played. Tesseract is going to work his way over here into center alley, which I have a prediction that he's going to end up locking this down. Alright, it looks like all of DeFy are going to push towards that left side. Oh. So Death are really trying to push their way back up there, but they're really... See, what is with this bubble bullshit? So again, Lash has that lockdown. Cuba is right outside that flag there. Why is this doing this? Get out! Alright, and Canadian goes down by Lash. Death are really trying to work their way up, but again, they're just getting completely bombarded by this barrier that DeFy has built. So Cubiforia lays down fire and gets Weathers. Enzo gets Weathers, I'm sorry. So you can see that Catalyst has that Overwatch. He's got Tito, who's right there next to him, working on laying that suppressive fire again with this bullshit. I'm sorry guys, I don't understand why this is doing this, but I think it's because of these scopes. See, even there it does it. Like, I don't understand. So DeFy are working on that trip cap now as they work their way towards Charlie. We got Bougie is right inside store. He's going to stay alive, but... Oh, and he takes Tito down. And that will be match number 3. As DeFy take game 3. Right there, Death were definitely struggling. Once they got double capped, they just couldn't get off of that push. I mean, DeFy were just playing it so effectively on locking that line down and not letting Death through. And that is where the experience comes into play. DeFy know that once they get that 2 cap, they don't need to worry about that 3rd flag because, in essence, Death aren't going to cap any points by holding that 1 flag anyways. So by locking that 2-point flag, that 2 flag position down, they can just build a barrier. It's not sticking too close together, but being close enough that they can spot each other out and get those revives if it is necessary. And essentially, it ends up leading to a victory. Yeah, I'm done going into first-person mode because it just keeps glitching out and ruining it. Yeah, that was the most substantial victory so far. I mean, the first 2 games, Death really held their own. Only 80 point. I think it was 81 points each game. But that 3rd game, man, they really struggled on trying to get off of that push. But again, I'm very surprised and happy to see that Death are holding their own. They are. I mean, they have their struggles, but you got to remember, Death is a brand new team. They do not have the experience that DeFy does have. So the fact that they are able to put up this fight is just, it's very, very surprising and very good to see, especially from such a new team. The other thing I hate about this, if I turn this off, the markers on the players disappears as well. I want to turn this off, but then the markers on the players disappear, and then it's a little bit harder to follow players. So I'm going to leave this up. Alright, so again, we've got Death are working... Only 2 members are working towards Bravo at the moment, which I don't think is a smart play on their part. As you can see, DeFy are sending a lot more players forward on the jump, trying to get to that flag position right away. We've got Catalyst is going to work right in towards flag. He's going to come onto a 2-on-1 position. Looks like he's going to back off and lay down some fire, getting Bougie, and now facing off against 1 more player. Pushes just outside of flag, and Enzo will take Foxy down, and Weathers goes down as well. And DeFy will take that 2nd flag here. Now it looks like Death are going to try and work their way around to C, as Tesseract and Navs are both here on flag, trying to hold that flag down. Now it looks like they're going to get pinched though, with Tito and Catalyst coming up behind them. Prussia goes down. We still got 1 player from Death as he takes some fire. Oh, he gets the revive, so we got a 2-on-4 now. But Catalyst comes right up in behind them, and DeFy effectively locked that flag down. Death have that A spawn. You see Enzo is working on that long flank. He's going to hold off on pushing that flag until he gets those spawns in. As you can see, Prussia gets spawned, but he instantly goes down as DeFy wait on the spawns before they push in on that A flag. Now the smart move here is exactly what they're doing here. Instead of going immediately for the flag all together, they're sending most of their members up to push up on that flank and letting their member 1 Butcher capture that flag. Now Butcher takes one down. He's facing off against one more as Prussia gets one more spawn in, so 7 foot and Prussia. But Butcher is effectively holding his own as he faces off on a one-on-one action here now. We got one spawning in, but he instantly goes down by Navs, who's on Overwatch. And Butcher with the 3 kill, and they will effectively take that A flag now. So Death really need to work on trying to push up now, because now they're in a position where they're left with that home spawn and no flags. And it looks like they're all going to push in towards A flag, no, C flag. They are over here on A flag. Bucci taking down Butcher, but Enzo is working on that flank. He may wait a moment to push, get that spawn first. Enzo taking down Bucci. And now we got a 2-on-2 action here as SDA takes Enzo down, and Prussia is working on trying to take Tito down. Prussia, I don't think he realized. Oh, yes, he does. Tito's shooting, and oh, Tito takes Prussia down effectively. SDA versus Tito here. And oh, King gets that spawn right before SDA goes down. Now we have a one-on-one action again as SDA and Knife are both here now with that revive. And we got a 2-on-1 until Enzo can push up here effectively and help out Tito. We've got Butcher here on the Overwatch. We've got Death and Weathers over here. Bucci and Weathers over here, but they both go down. So Prussia's going to stay on flag because he knows that Tito is there. Enzo is right up there, but he's about to face off 2-on-1. So Enzo is out in the open at the moment. So if he does get... let's see what he does here. He's completely surrounded. He's going to try and push in, but 7 foot, I don't think 7 foot realizes he's there. Oh, yes, he does. And Enzo takes him down, but now we got a 3-on-1 here as Enzo oh, who took Weathers down? Lash takes him down with the tank, but Enzo's still on a 2-on-1 fight here as he takes some shots and Bucci takes him down. Well played. Again, Knifing is taking some fire by DeFy as Navs is pushing around on that long flank with the spawn in as Catalyst pushes in. We've got a 3-on-2 over here as Enzo goes down on the backside. So we've got Foxy and Weathers are going to try and push up. We got Butcher on the Overwatch who takes Weathers down. We got Lashes pushing in on B to lay down that suppressive fire. Death are effectively holding that A flag, but again, like I said earlier, Navs was on that complete long flank. He gets Knife King, and Tito gets Prussia, and it looks like DeFy will start to cap A flag, leaving Death with a very difficult position as they are about to get wiped here on Charlie. Still have SDA in there. He's inside. He's trying to stay alive, but SDA goes down on a 3-on-1 position. We got Bucci on the high ground, Weathers on the high ground. Butcher's pushing up. He sees Weathers, takes Weathers down, and Bucci goes down by Lash. So a fight will ensue back on Apples, but again, DeFy have A flag locked down at the moment until the spawns come in. Now, a smart play by Death here would be to wait a second, wait for the full spawn, there you go, and then work on pushing together effectively as a team. So we've got 5 members of Death working on pushing up against 2 players of DeFy here on Apples. So we got Weathers is pushing in towards Tito, and Weathers will take Tito down. Oh, Weathers takes Navs down as Navs. So Weathers is taking Enzo down, and now Cubiforia is all by his lonesome as Weathers tries to push in. And Weathers goes down by Cubiforia, and Cubiforia will push up on that backside as he gets the revive with Enzo. Cubiforia goes down. As you can see, Death are really struggling on trying to get off of that flag push because they're getting pinched once they get those spawns in. Right now they have A flag, but again Lash is laying down that suppressive fire, just keeping them busy as Tesseract and Catalyst work on trying to get that flank down. Now King is watching that backside, but I don't think he realizes how many players are coming now, as 3 more DeFy members are working their way on that flank. So as you can see Lash is over on the right. You got Navs on the high ground. You've got 2 members there. Cuba's going to get the revive on Enzo. And effectively, they've built this barrier once again, keeping them locked in on A, not giving them a position to really push in on. Now, the effective thing to do would be to lay smoke down over there by that tank and try and get that tank taken out so they can work around. Navs drops down, and it looks like he's going to start to push in. But SDA is working towards that tank, which is exactly what they did. They laid the smoke down, and then they started to push up towards that tank, causing that tank to try and push back to try and regen his health. DeFy are holding that A flag, though, and it looks like they are going to work towards that trip cap. But Death do have that back spawn if they don't get killed here by SDA. Get killed by lashes, he goes down. So again... So Death are trying to get pushed up, but they're really running into a position here where DeFy are just overpowering them as Hellscream goes down in the tank there. Catalyst has one guy right in front of him and he's trying to fight it off, but there's another guy behind him. He does get cover though, as Severed Foot goes down. He's going to now push up behind Prussia, and well done by Lash. The Death are trying to push up, but again, DeFy just have them locked in on that flag, and now they're going to get completely trip capped and locked in, and I do not think they're going to be able to push off of this at this point. They are currently spawn trapped. And it looks like DeFy are going to take this round. And there you have it. Game 4 complete with DeFy 4-0 at the moment. Incubase, if I turn the borders off, then I don't have the spot points. Like, I can't see the players because their gamer tags disappear. I don't think it was, though. I think it was just tank fire and rockets. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. My name is Ride for Life 3. If you have not yet, make sure you hit that like and sub button, and be sure to tune in for more BMF matches, as well as a Firestorm tournament that will be coming up here. Registration closes on May 1st. That I'm not sure on. Again, like I said, this layout is very different to BF1, and this is last match was the first I've done in spectate mode, so I'm gonna have to kind of come in here when I'm not streaming and kind of work through it and figure out all of it. I know that they have different options, like they have cinematographer as well as broadcaster, but the button layouts change, and I don't want to throw it off by doing it that way at the moment, just because I don't know the button layouts. I don't know where everything is in the settings, so in the future I'll have it better set up, but for the time being I do not. Shoot, no, you keep that sub button. You make sure you stay. If you unsub, I'll be mad at you. Yeah, I know, I'm not the greatest at it. I was pretty good at it, but I still have some work to do. Alright, and here we go for game 5. Alright, so as you can see, Death send most of their members right here to Charlie, which I don't think is a smart play by them. They should be pushing multiple members over towards Bravo. But again, they may be DeFy to the flag, but it's really going to come down to who can get that B flag and build that perimeter, lock that zone down. So as you can see, DeFy are spread out, whereas Death are a little bit more bunched up, but they are working on trying to build that wall as they try to push up as SDA goes down. So again, you got Hellscream on the tank, and you've got multiple members on Death on flag, but they do get taken down. And Bougie is working on trying to take Enzo down as Enzo runs into a 2-on-1, and he is still alive, but Bougie gets Enzo there. But you can see Butcher is still on flag, so they are still capping that flag as Cubophoria spawns in on them. And we have DeFy, which are working to push towards C and try and lock that zone down on a 3-on-1 here at 3-on-2 here at Bravo, as Hellscream pushes in, but takes a few shots. What was that? Was that a reinforcement? Did you see that? Alright, let me I'm gonna do this. Go in here and kind of keep an eye on him for a minute and make sure he's not using that reinforcement there. Hellscream will take Enzo down before he detonates those dynamites. Oh, hang on a second. SDA gets an 18 mine kill. Rules on that? Incubus? I do not believe that that is allowed. Yeah, it looked like a specialization to me as well. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that 18 mines are banned, so that may come back to hurt DETH. If I have that 2 cap right now, and they're working on trying to get that trip cap right here. Catalyst, one-on-one action here against knifing. And Catalyst will get him, getting that trip cap there. He's going to work towards that revive and get Tito. Alright, we got DETH working in here towards B. Foxy is on the outskirts. He takes Enzo down. We got a 4-man on DETH facing off against Lash, and Lash goes down. So now they're going to effectively push back to B if nobody gets there to B. So DeFy still holding that trip cap now as DETH push in towards Bravo, and they will work on trying to take Bravo down. But again, DeFy are working on pushing in on Hellscream as he tries to lay down that suppressive fire. You can see Weathers is giving him some reinforcements, giving him some repairs, trying to stay alive. He's going to push in towards Enzo, and Enzo will push effectively into the smoke. Now Cubiforia goes down, and Hellscream is going to stay alive here. Getting those repairs are very important. As you can see, Weathers is repairing him. We've got DETH working on trying to push back into C, and Tito takes 1 down before going down by SDA. SDA is going to get that revive, and it looks like they're going to work towards Charlie. And we've got Catalyst is trying to push in. Oh, and Hellscream takes Navs and Catalyst down at the same time with that shot. As you can see, DETH are capping C flag, holding B flag. But DeFy are working 3-on-1 right now, pushing up to Bravo. Butcher sees Weathers. I think he's waiting to get a little bit closer and then takes Weathers down. So now DeFy have that advantage now that they are on B flag with a 3-man, and DETH are stuck over here at Charlie, trying to push back off. We've got Hellscream over there, but he goes bye-bye by a Panzerfaust by Catalyst. Tito taking 1 down. He's going to work in on a 4-on-3, 4-on-1, 3-on-1, 2-on-1. Just trying to stay alive there. Tito's going to work under the bridge, and Tito goes down by Prussia. Alright, so now you can see Foxy is laying down that suppressive fire, but Lash is there on the backside. He's laying down that fire, pushing right in on that building. He takes Hellscream down. You can see that Bougie got that spawn off. They're working on trying to push their way in. Lash is laying down that suppressive fire, keeping them busy on Alpha. Now DETH have the 2 cap right now, but DeFy have great positioning on Bravo as they start to spread out. And it looks like they're going to work their way back towards Apples. So Lash is still there on outside, laying down that suppressive fire, just keeping them busy over here at Apples, as DETH try to push off of Apples. As you can see, 3 members of DETH are over here at Charlie at the moment. I really think that they need to work on trying to push off of that flag point right now. We've got a 3-on-1 right now, 4-on-1 as Tess shoots towards Bougie. Catalyst is going to push in towards Apples. I don't know if... Oh, and there goes Bougie. Well played by Catalyst, as they will contest Apples now. Alright, now Lash I don't think realizes that Hellscreen is pushing in from behind, laying down one shot, laying down two shots. Oh, and he hits that vehicle. Oh, and Lash lays down smoke, effectively giving him cover. Now Hellscreen is going to lay down that suppressive fire, trying to get rid of those guys on apples, but couldn't do it before they get that flag cap. Got a pretty good fight over here at Charlie, as Death are holding that flag, but we got Butcher who's pushing in. Knife King is pushing towards the left and Prussia on the right. I think Knife King spotted Butcher and starts shooting at Butcher, laying down that suppressive fire, but Knife King can't get him. Now Prussia knows where Butcher is, and he's just kind of waiting for him to try and push around that side, and I think Prussia is going to lay down the suppressive fire as well, but Butcher's going to push back. You can see Catalyst right now has that perfect flank on Hellscreen as he pushes up behind him, takes Hellscreen down. He's now going to push up to Foxy and take Foxy down. Well played by Catalyst. Now facing off against Bougie. Alright, so now DeFy have 4 members against 3 here at Apples. Catalyst taking down Weathers. Hellscream is working on trying to push his way in, but gets taken down, and Bougie goes down, giving DeFy that flag cap. Now we got a one-on-one here at Bravo, as Tess is trying to lay down that cover fire. He does have a good position, but he gets smoked by Knife, so now Tess is going to push back, giving Knife King the ability to push up. I don't think Tess realizes where King is. He's going to push up behind him and take Tess down. And Knife King goes down by some suppressive shots over on the side as Catalyst gets knifed down, and Kuhn will take Catalyst down and get this SDA spawning in on him before Prussia goes down. SDA is trying to lay down that suppressive fire, trying to stay alive. Those sandbags really protecting him. Oh, and he goes down by Enzo. Now Enzo is going to work his way in. I don't think Foxy knows where he is, and that Foxy goes down. Now Knife King is going to get that revive, keeping people on that flag, but here's Butcher as Butcher pushes in. Oh, and Knife King goes down by Butcher as well. So Lash is going to push back because of Hellscream laying down that fire. And looks like the fire going to get that triple cap right here. We got one member of Death pushing up. Bougie is going to try to push into B, but if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be facing off against 2 or 3 guys here. 3 at least. Bougie takes down Butcher. Bougie takes fire and goes down by Cuba. Alright, so now Death are contesting C as Catalyst is trying to push in. You see Nabs is on that long flank. He's trying to work his way up behind them. Nabs is working his way in. I don't think they realize where he is at the moment. Here comes Nabs, laying down some dynamite shots and then a rocket. Hellscream pushed his way back. He's gonna have to heal. DeFy are contesting C again as Prussia is trying to push in, taking Tess down. Now you have SDA over there on that spawn. He's going to work his way in before Prussia goes down, but they both go down right before King gets that spawn, but then King goes down instantly. So now Hellscream is going to push his way back in, but Nabs is right there ready for him. And there you have it. What do you mean, shoot? What does the X mean in place as the Dorito? Okay, 18 mines are fine. Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, this will be game 6, with DeFy having 5 wins and Death having 0 at the moment. Again, I'm very surprised and happy to see Death putting up a great fight, though. Outside of that one game, they've kept them on average, they're right around the 85, 86 point mark. So, you know, they don't have the ability to get the win, but they're working effectively as a team. They're working well together, trying to get those flags, and they're just working at getting better at building that barrier, building that wall, and locking those zones down. If they can get that zone locked down a little bit better and hold the 2-cap for a little bit longer, I think they have a chance at getting that victory. But I do know that this was their weakest map. So again, this could be a map where it really turns out the same way, but let's see where it goes. Again, in case you don't know who I am, my name is Ride for Life 3. I greatly appreciate you guys all tuning in, and make sure to hit that like and sub button. 5 seconds, final round. Death versus DeFy. Here we go. Now it's critical for you to get to B flag immediately. So you can see Death are playing this smart this time. They're pushing up. Most of their men are pushing up to Bravo and going to try and lock this down. They need to spread out a little bit more. As you can see, DeFy are working their way, but they're working a little more clustered with a 3-man push on the backside. Knife and King is pushing his way up with Crystal Foxy laying down some suppressive fire, as well as SDA laying down some suppressive fire. Knife King will take one down as Cubophoria works his way up, and Cubophoria takes Knife down. So you can see Lash pushed in, and he's working on that side push. As you can see, DeFy are really working on trying to get in there, trying to lock that flag down, but Death are effectively holding that 2-cap at the moment. Knife King gets that revive on Severed Foot, as Knife and King gets one, and Severed Foot gets the other. But DeFy are overpowering at the moment as Butcher tries to push in and takes Coon down. So they will take that flag back. Lash is going to work his way in and try and get that flag capped quicker. And then they're going to work on building that barrier back up. As you can see, Lash is immediately pushing back towards the water, expecting players to push from this water side, which is exactly what Boogie's trying to do. Knife is trying to push in. He gets one man, but Butcher's laying down that suppressive fire. You got Tito pushing over on that long side. He's going to try and push up a little bit more. He was waiting on somebody to peek, and there he goes as Tito takes one down. Oh, Catalyst goes down here on the backside. Looks like Boogie's going to work his way in and try and get that flank going. The smart play here would be to push straight down towards C rather than shoot. Weathers is going to lay down some smoke as Tess goes down. He's going to push in as Butcher is right there on him. And Weathers goes down. Now the smart play here would be for Boogie to jump into the water and swim over and try and get to that C flag. At least contest it to draw DeFy back onto their home flag. But Boogie is going to go down there as we've got DeFy completely shutting them out over here on this corner. But it leaves B completely exposed if Death can get those spawns out. So Death have this open spawn as they're working on trying to push back in. This bridge spot is a very difficult push to get, especially if you get trip capped. So Death are working on trying to push their way in. It looks like they're going to win that gunfight and get this bridge covered. And now they're going to push back up. Alright, so it looks like most of Death are going to work their way up here. I don't think they realize that Butcher is right there. He's going to take King down. You got a 2. Oh, and Enzo takes one down before going down. And there goes some smoke. Alright, so now we've got DeFy getting that trip cap as Weathers is going to leave and push straight up. He takes some fire from Tito, but is able to get into cover. He's going to push back up and try and get a little bit closer to give him the ability to take a shot. He's going to shoot towards Navs, but Navs is going to take him down. Oops. Alright, so Death over here are working on trying to get that flank in. You can see Hellscream is working towards that C spawn. And it looks like Bucci's going to work his way down there too. We got 2 men on C now. Again, DeFy with that flank as they work on pushing their way back up here. I don't think that Tito realizes that Foxy's right there, and Foxy takes him down instantly. Alright, so now DETH have... DeFy have C flag capped now. Alright, so now DETH are really in a predicament now where they're stuck in their home spawn. They're trying to get pushed over. As you can see, DeFy blew that bridge up. And now DETH are going to work on trying to push back to A. As you can see, DeFy have really effectively built a barrier. As you can see, Catalyst is over on that long side. You've got 4 members right here in the center. Enzo goes down. And DETH will take A flag back. They're trying to work it back up, but again, they're really in a position where they need to try and spread out, work together, and pushing up as like a wall. Knife King goes down before Enzo goes down from Prussia. Tito's going to push his way in and take Kuhn down. And it looks like they're going to effectively push back to A, not contested. And well played by Lash as he takes down Severed Foot. So DeFy will take A flag back, and it looks like DETH are going to really struggle on trying to get this push back. They're trying to work their way back to C, which is smart. If they keep flanking and keep going towards C, as you can see, Bougie is back there. You can leave DeFy here over at A, let them have that flag, and you can push up effectively towards those other 2 flags. Foxy trying to stay alive here as he lays down suppressive fire and then takes down Enzo. We got a 3-on-1 as Tito goes down, and DETH will take Bravo flag. It looks like they're going to take C flag as well. Let's see where DeFy gets those spawn points. Alright, so as you can see, Enzo spawns in. He gets pushed instantly, and it goes down as SDA locks that flag down. Now DeFy are working on pushing their way back to B. As you can see, you've got a 4-man push, 5-man push. And DeFy will take Bravo flag back. Alright, so now DeFy are working on trying to push back towards Charlie. They have Alpha and Bravo, which leaves them in a position where DETH could get that A spawn. Since that's their home spawn, they could take A back. Now, if they play this properly, they hold A, they keep them busy coming from C, push back, take A, and then they can pinch them by closing in from both flags and eventually maybe get the trip cap. But again, DeFy are laying down their line, they're spreading out. Oh, and Catalyst goes down. Alright, so now here is a position where Weathers is going to try and take Cubophoria, but Foxy takes him down. You got Bougie who's right inside on flag, and now they are going to start taking that flag back. You got Tesseract who's on the backside over by water. He's going to work on laying down that spawn point, giving his team the chance to spawn in, and then they can push together. Alright, so DETH have lost C flag. DeFy are going to take that 2-cap back. DETH are really struggling on trying to hold this flag, but again, they're in a position where now that they're 2-capped. Oh! And DETH will work on taking A flag back. Very well played by DETH. As Catalyst goes down. Bougie goes down. Enzo's going to work his way on pushing in. He sees one. Starts shooting. He takes down Foxy. If Weathers is going to push up behind him, I don't think Enzo realizes. Yes, he does, and he takes him down as well. Effective play by him. Now you got DETH pushing from A, trying to get back to B, but you've got Catalyst watching, you've got Tesseract watching, Enzo and Cuba are both there, plus Butcher and Lash are both pushing in as well. So Enzo's going to work here. He's got a 1. Nice play. Enzo goes down. Oh, and he gets killed from behind as Cubiforia is trying to push his way in. And there you have it, guys. Game 6 victory by DeFy, as far as I remember. So if I'm not mistaken, that was Game 6, which gives DeFy the 6-0 victory, but well played by both teams. As I said before, Death is a new team. They're still learning, whereas DeFy is full of a bunch of veterans who have been around for multiple years. But this was great playing by both teams. Congratulations to both teams on competing. We're just going to get into the next map and just make sure before we turn the stream off. Again, if you do enjoy the streams and you feel the need, you want to donate, you can donate through the description, which has my donation link. Make sure to like and subscribe. And that is all. So again, thank you to everybody who tuned in. DeFy versus Death. DeFy comes out on top with a 6-0 victory. Have a wonderful night, everybody.